love volunteering because of the large or small impacts you can make on someone's life just by reaching out and helping them out.
I think it's important just to give back to the community and help anybody that's less fortunate than you are.
To have the opportunity to give back and use the resources and abilities I've been given to help others.
It makes me feel good to help another person, and I don't get a reward. My reward is them being thankful, happy, which is really cool.
The Volunteer Center of Lubbock inspires a more engaged community by helping people find their purpose and act on it through service, leadership, and collaborative partnerships. Our Youth Connection programming nurtures a culture of service and develops the next generation of community leaders. Today we celebrate the youth volunteers in those programs and how they have let the light shine in their communities throughout the year. Their inspiring words help us see the impact service has had on their lives as well. Youth Connection programs include From the Heart, Youth Advisory Board, Youth in Philanthropy, United Way Youth Division, and Youth in Service. These programs are possible due to the generous funding from the CH Foundation, Helen Jones Foundation, Lubbock Area United Way, South Plains Foundation, Lubbock Area Foundation, Taco Bell Pizza Hut, and other generous supporters. From the Heart is a volunteer center program focused on family volunteering and encouraging children ages 12 and under to make a difference in their community. Family-friendly service projects are held weekly during the summer and one weekend per month during the school year. Youth Advisory Board is designed to provide opportunities for young people to become proficient in the ethics and mechanics of board service. Students are trained in the areas of trusteeship, governance, and organizational leadership in order to develop lifelong habits of giving and service. Youth in Philanthropy is an opportunity for high school students to learn about philanthropy, charitable foundations, and community agencies. Students learn the processes involved in developing criteria for grant awards, evaluating grant proposals, and awarding grant money. United Way Youth Division provides students with an in-depth look at United Way agencies through presentations and hands-on service projects. In 2013, 156 United Way Youth Division members served over 1,900 hours with 20 different United Way agencies. The goal of the Youth in Service program is to recognize young people for the service they provide and give them support to serve and connect to the community. School campuses enroll in the program at the beginning of each year, receive training and support from the Volunteer Center staff throughout the year, and submit electronic forms and photos documenting school-wide volunteer efforts. 36 outstanding area schools participated in the program this year and made significant impacts in their communities. Here are some of the ways participating schools used the CH Foundation's Youth in Service funding or other funding they raised for service.
We came to Whiteside and we read to the pre-Kers. I read a Dr. Seuss book and they loved it. Well, we just got to read to kids that enjoyed us reading to them. They were focused, and I feel like we made an impact on them.
This was a project that our Youth in Service did. Our focus was on literacy, and what the kids wanted to do was find a way to get our whole school involved in the project.
We made little bookmarks and then gave them to each third period for enough students, and they colored them, and then they gave them back to us, and we brought them to the kids and handed them out, and they got to pick which ones they thought were the coolest.
Future Cougars are cool readers.
So today we have come out to Carillon to spread a little Christmas joy to this retirement home.
Our pillars that we have for our school is community service. So we rely a lot on community service, and our girls are very involved. And we got together, and the girls specifically wanted to do a community service project just like this.
Our girls worked really hard. They brought stockings that they stuffed, and I mean stuffed, full of all kinds of Christmas goodies. They personalized all of the stockings. Volunteering is important because it helps us help our community.
Today is our first annual Wilson Community Cleanup Day. A lot of planning was done in order to make this event happen, but that's the really cool part. I definitely saw a lot of students get involved in trying to plan out exactly where the stations are going to be, what the stations even look like, how do we want to allocate certain funds for entertainment versus volunteering projects. You look at everything that's going on in this small little town, and you want to be able to uplift them. And so what better way than to make sure that they are proud of their city by potting plants and painting the little jars and actually putting their character into their jar, so that way it can be shown within our communities.
My community means a lot to me actually because the people are what makes the community.
We chose this project because children are very important to us. Some of these kids will be going to Monterey or some of the LISD feeder schools, and it's a great way to reach people who aren't feeling too good, make them feel better inside.
The student body in Monterey chose the Children's Hospital because children are very dear to our heart.
I have my own child in the hospital, Luke, that is 7 years old, and the student council members from Monterey have come and played with him today and made a pillow with him, and he has not complained of pain all morning, which is a first now. He's in there schooling 2 of the boys right now on how to play baseball on the Wii, so he's having a lot of fun. It's just been a nice break.
To spend time with kids who don't get the opportunity to be themselves very much, it means a lot to me.
Just seeing them be happy, like making the pillow, just seeing the smile on their faces is enough for me to continue volunteering.
Thank you for coming to play with
What we did is we had a school-wide drive where teachers had their students bring in dog treats, cat treats, toys, and the class that brought in the most won a Coke float party.
It's nice to volunteer, to walk the animals and just play with them so they can have that human interaction that they need.
We talked about ways that the community helps us and different community entities that we could help give back to, and this was one of them. Proud of them for thinking about ways that the community might need help and how they can best serve them.
The entire project has been a collaboration between Estacado High School and Lubbock Cooper High School. Their sponsor, Elizabeth Duran, approached us about doing a little collaboration between the two schools because
we picked up these bears from our schools and we're trying to raise them to give to the Rape Crisis Center so that they can have them and give them to their victims.
Every Tuesday we have the women from the Rape Crisis Center come in and they work with our kids, and one day they informed us that 30% of the kids that they cater to in the hospitals are kids under 10 or younger. And so our kids were really motivated to try to help them make their hospital visit a little bit more comforting, and so we decided to start to raise teddy bears so that the women could take with them to the hospital. And since we always collaborate with Cooper High School on things every year, we wanted to bring them in and make sure that they were part of it.
I'm a senior at Trinity Christian High School, and we have a program there. It's every year, it's the week before spring break, and it's called Missions Week. And we send missions teams out to countries all over the world. Now, some of the kids that weren't, like myself, that weren't actually going out of the country for a trip or out of the state, were staying here in Lubbock.
Today we're just cleaning up yards for the elderly. We just take care of their yards, clean it up, do anything they need us to, and just volunteer and be helpful.
A second ago we were sorting clothes that they get donations in and they give it to the homeless and people in need and stuff.
We've just been moving shelves and moving stuff into shelves and building shelves and doing all sorts of stuff for them.
what it's doing is it's just exposing our students to different things, you know, and it's one thing to be able to sit in a classroom and learn, but then to actually be out in the real world and be able to interact with somebody that is homeless or doesn't have anything, doesn't have a home to go home to. It makes it more real, and it's those experiences you don't forget.
I think it just makes Lubbock better if you stay here and help those who really need it, and then they'll spread out and maybe have a domino effect and just help each other, and then in the end just makes Lubbock a better place.